Hello everybody, John from Movie Burners here, back with another movie review. Today I'm going to be discussing the 2016 release, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, the latest addition to the Harry Potter franchise, and of course the first in a long line of new prequel films set to release. I'm going to be releasing this today in conjunction with my personal favourite film of the original, if you like, Harry Potter franchise. And obviously there was a gap of half a decade between the Deathly Hallows Part 2 hitting your screens and the release of this film, and it really had fans of these series longing to get back to that wonderful magical world. This one takes place in the 1920s within New York, looking fantastic in all its Gothic goodness, doesn't return to Hogwarts, and the beautifully dated landscape of that city serves as a real perfect backdrop to the continuation of the dark, grittier tone seen in the Deathly Hallows. Nothing can serve as a better indicator for just how difficult a task J.K. Rowling, Warner Brothers and David Yates faced when trying to flesh out a viable story to kickstart the new franchise off than the similarly titled book which helped spawn this film. At just 128 pages long, the relatively short encyclopedia of magical beasts by Newt Scamander perhaps explains why the new film splits into two parallel stories early on in the first act. With very little source material available, they worked absolute wonders in creating a brilliant origin story and introducing everyone into the early years of the Potterverse. We primarily follow the adventures of the aforementioned Newt Scamander, played by Eddie Redmayne, a magi-zoologist who arrives in New York with a suitcase that resembles Doctor Who's TARDIS, chock full of weird and wondrous magical beasts. Here on a field trip for a new book which he's penning, he soon bumps into the bungling Jacob Kowalski, played by Dan Fogler, a down-on-his-luck nomage, which is the US equivalent of a muggle, who inadvertently switches cases with our protagonist, letting half a dozen of these beasts escape into the city shortly afterwards. Together with poor Patina Goldstein, played by Katherine Waterston, a disgraced Aura, and her mind-reading sister Queenie, played by Alison Sudol, Newt and Jacob must try and hunt down the escaped beasts before they can wreak further chaos in the city. Unfortunately for Newt though, this mistake couldn't have came at a worse time, with MACUSA, aka the Magical Congress of the United States, enforcing extremely strict rules on relations between the magical and non-magical community, whilst also outlawing the ownership of magical beasts. This is further exacerbated with a host of terrifying attacks happening throughout the city and seemingly being perpetrated by a dark, uncontrollable power. This brings us on to the darker underlying story of the film, which I really enjoyed. The film is set in 1926, as I said, during the rise of the infamous dark wizard Gellert Grindelwald, played by Johnny Depp. In the opening of the film, we see him kill 5 wizards in cold blood, and then various shots of newspapers reporting his mysterious disappearance after his misdeeds. Although we see just a minor cameo at the end, it's no secret that future films in the series will primarily follow both he and Dumbledore's story and eventual titanic clash. So it was an exciting glimpse into what lies in the future, with bigger things clearly intended for this franchise going forward. I have to say the CG was consistently excellent, none more so in the consistent wave of destruction created by the Obscurus throughout, whilst the beasts themselves were beautifully realised and their big personalities really shone through as well, helping to liven up the slightly duller first act. The antics of Pickett and the kleptomaniac Niffler with a penchant for stealing shiny objects provided plenty of laughs and entertainment throughout, and nobody who watches the film will forget about that mating dance with the rather strange rhino-like creature. Eddie Redmayne's portrayal of a shy, quirky, oh-so-Hufflepuff Newt was wonderful, but it was the performance of Dan Fogler as the hatless Kowalski that really stole the show, with his character bumbling into one misadventure after another, and his enthusiasm at discovering a whole new magical world really imitating that of the viewers. JK, much like what she did with the trio in the Harry Potter films, manages to create a strong quartet, Newt, Jacob, Tina and Queenie, that really anchor the film through the various action set pieces in the third act of the film. An honourable mention must be given to Graves, played by Colin Farrell, who plays the part of a minor villain well enough, although his reveal as a transfigured Grindelwald at the end was slightly predictable and he never really reached the levels of a Voldemort-esque threat. In the end, Fantastic Beasts offers a very promising beginning to the new series and lives up to the expectations I had going in to watch it beforehand. If you're a Harry Potter fan and have not seen this film, then I strongly recommend giving it a watch, although you've probably seen it by now because it's been out for nearly 2 years. It has lots of little nods that will delight fans of the series, and even if you're not a fan but would like to see a good solid fantasy action adventure film, then I would also recommend it too, and I'll be giving it a 4 out of 5. Remember guys, if you're enjoying the content we're putting out, then be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube and iTunes, and give us a little follow on Facebook at Movie Burner Entertainment and on Twitter at Movie Burners. You can also catch up with all the latest reviews we're putting out at the Movie Burner blog on movieburnerentertainment.org. Until the next time, goodbye.